Yeah, he moving in slow motion. Give me a second, y'all. I forgot to do something real quick. Hold on. We'll get this stuff. This ain't gonna take long. We're gonna be real quick here. Cause this sucked. Smackdown sucked. I wasn't even gonna do a review. That's how bad the show was. All right, y'all, we're gonna turn that down. I'm gonna leave it playing though. It's early in the morning. Okay, my bad, y'all. I started the stream by mistake. We are back. Oh man, we off to a bad start. We are really off to a bad start. It don't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Now, I know I put the chat in there before I restarted the computer, so the chat should have came right back. But like I said, you know, we ain't gonna sweat it. Like I said, I had the music playing in the background. I knew something was gonna go wrong. That's I actually composed that by hand. For those of y'all that might not know. So let me go ahead and paste the chat in again, and let's see. All right, there's the chat. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get to it. Smackdown review. We're going to make this quick. Okay? Smackdown Live review on Fox. Now, I appreciate that we're dealing with the CV. And I appreciate them taking the time to go out there and perform for us. I do appreciate that. Don't get it wrong. I appreciate that. Here's my issue. Put more effort into it. Would it kill WWE to have some wrestlers in the audience? Maybe 3 rule breakers, 3 fan favorites. Would it kill them? Get some family members. Let them sit in the audience. You got people that work behind the scenes that's not working the camera but doing other things, engineers. Let them sit in the audience so we can have some ambiance, because we're missing the ambiance. Okay? I'm tired of hearing the wrestlers grunt. But I appreciate you being on. But you could put more effort into it. I mean, seriously. Stop shoving Alexa piss down our throats. I'm going to come with it, and I got my notes. I don't need them. I'm getting ready to go off. Alexa Bliss learned how to do a drop kick. Not a real drop kick where you go 1, 2 in the air or 2 feet in the air. She just knows how to do the standing mule kick drop kick. She did it twice in this match. She did a DDT. And she did the slap. That was her arsenal today. And she did the moonsault again. That's it. That's her moveset. Oh, and the forearm. Don't forget the forearm. Gotta remember that forearm. That's her best move. I'm telling you, Alexa Bliss, get off the damn TV screen. I'm sorry. I'm sick of looking at you. Okay? You can't wrestle. I'd rather look at Dana Brooke. And what's up with Dana Brooke? Her face look all fat, like she got that lipo injection or something. The opposite of lipo. You know, what the women get to put in their lips, the collagen. It look like somebody put it in her face. Her whole face look bloated. Is that what happened to you when you come off the CV? Is that what happened to you when you come off the CV? Your whole face just blowed up. I mean, she looked like a daggone man. She looked like a daggone fish. But guess what? Carmella and Dana Brooke asked for a title shot. I think they tag team together once. They asked them for a tag team championship. Why would you invent these tag team championships for the women when you don't have no tag teams? And then you split up Fire and Desire. You split up the Riot Squad. You got Tamina and Nia Jax on 2 different brands. And we'll get to get to Tamina in a minute. What are you doing, WWE? Who's running the show? You got to have women. If you're going to have a championship, you must have somebody to defend the championship against. Right now, your title, all of them, are worthless. Ain't none of your titles worth anything. Who does Drew Barrymore? I mean, that's not his name. Drew McIntyre. Drew Barrymore. That's what I call him, Drew Barrymore. Who are you going to fight against? There's nobody there but AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. That's it. You got a whole year. You got Money in the Bank, Battleground. You got SummerSlam, Survivor Series. You got all these pay-per-views coming up, and you got 2 people to go for the title. It's even worse on SmackDown. Who you got on SmackDown? Daniel Bryan, The Fiend, Braun Strowman. Who else you got? Your tag team division on SmackDown. You break up Heavy Machinery. They should be your tag team champions. But no. You split them up and you got Otis involved with a feud with Mandy. Why can't Mandy be their manager and lead them to the World Tag Team Champion? Why can't you do that? That would be great. The people would love it. We sick of the Usos. We love them, but we sick of them. We sick of the New Day. Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Really? That's what the tag team champions are. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Miz and Morrison, yo. Hey, hey, hey. That's the best you can do. Every one of your tag teams got a catchphrase. New Day, the Uso Penitentiary. You're so desperate that you bring in the Forgotten Sons from NXT. Once again, another NXT brought up to the main roster to be what? Nothing. You ain't got no tag teams. What's wrong with the WWE? I don't understand. You got no tag teams. You broke up a pretty good tag team with Cesaro and Fella. By the way, he came back tonight. Why don't you tag those 2 back up? They were a good team. But you split them up. And you got Cesaro with Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. Why don't you make them a tag team? Seriously. Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, he wasn't even on tonight. Why wasn't the Intercontinental Champion on tonight? Why were his 2 lackeys there, but he wasn't there? Where was Naomi at? I didn't miss her, but where was Lacey Evans? I mean, I didn't miss her. But you had Tamina on there? Dana Brooke and Carmella was on your show tonight. along with Bayley and Sasha Banks. Instead of setting us up for a Bayley Sasha Banks swirl, why don't you build up the women that you have, or bring up some from NXT so that they'll have somebody to fight against? But you're gonna put all your eggs in one basket. That's the reason why you the biggest company in the country, but you got the cruddiest roster. Because I can tell you, as thin as AEW is, I can name you 4 or 5 people that could carry that NXT championship. I can name you 4 or 5 people that can carry that world title. I can't name 4 or 5 people for any one of your championships that anybody would even take seriously. I can't name 5 of any of your titles. All your titles are worthless. My retired roast championship is more valuable. I have more people to defend it against than any one of your champions have. My retired YouTube roast championship is more valuable than WWE championships. Who you got? I can name you 20 people I can go jump on. If I wasn't doing the religious thing, I could go jump on 20 people right now. Have 20 contenders. 20. I can't name 5 for every championship you got. The ladies championship, you only got 2 contenders. How long can we keep watching Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross battle the 2 Japanese girls? So now you make a makeshift team of Dana Brooke and Carmella. Bayley has no one to face. You bring in Tamika Snuka, who hasn't wrestled since this time last year. You bring her slow crippled butt in there, and now you're trying to set up her to go against Bayley. Who cares? All you're doing is putting your eggs in the basket because you want it to be Sasha versus Bayley for the championship. You're making the same mistake you made with Becky Lynch and Flair, Charlotte Flair. We're going to get sick of it. We're sick of seeing the Usos in the New Day. We're sick of it. You had a chance to let Shayna Baszler beat Becky Lynch. But then, who would she fight? Well, you brought in Bianca Belair, and Nia Jax is back. Shayna Baszler could have been fighting them while Becky Lynch take the break she said she wanted to take. But y'all won't let her do it because you got to hold on to certain people. You didn't want Becky Lynch to win the championship at all. You wanted it to be Charlotte. But the people said, no, we want Becky Lynch. Well, you gave us what we want, but she got nobody to fight. And you brought up somebody from NXT who was doing fine down there in NXT. And you brought her up and you made her lose. First, made her lose. You did the same thing with the Southern girl, Lacey Evans. You brought her up to make her lose. Did the same thing with Amber Moon. You brought her up to make her lose. Seriously. It's good women in NXT. They got the best division in North America. Why don't you take some of them ladies and push them? But because Vince McMahon didn't pick them out, Triple H trained them in NXT, you won't let them do anything. But Sasha Banks is from NXT. So is Bayley. Charlotte Flair. So is Becky. So is Alexa Bliss. So is Nikki Cross. So is Asuka. So is Kairi Sane. All the women that you're using, they all from NXT. So why don't you just raid NXT some more? Why don't you bring up some of the women? Bring up an Io Shirai. Why can't you bring up a Candice LeRae? Candice LeRae could be the next Becky Lynch. She's the baby face that everybody loves. She could be your female Hulk Hogan, but you won't do it. Shayna Baszler, the cage fighter. You could have had her dominant and had her go a whole year and not lose and be the most dominant champion. But now you don't want to do that because she doesn't look sexy. As good as she is in the ring. And the matches you have her in, your wrestlers are so sorry she can't even do the things she normally do. She looks subdued, like she's had one hand tied behind her back. She can't even do the stuff that she does. Alexa Bliss can't hang with her. Natty can't hang with her. Come on. The moveset for your wrestlers is terrible. I, for one, like Roman Reigns. I hate his moveset because it's the same thing. The Samoan drop. The 2 clotheslines. The 10 clotheslines in the corner. The drive-by. The Superman punch. The spear. That's it. He got nothing else. Every once in a while, he might do that sit-out powerbomb. I give him that. Baron Corbin, do the same thing. Kick and punch, kick and punch. He get thrown out the ring and run back on the other side and clothesline you when you turn around. Same thing every match. That spinning suplex he does. Never get a pin with it. I ain't seen it in the days, I don't know how long. That's one of the best moves in wrestling. But you got him so sorry he never get to put anybody in it. You overexpose people. What was the purpose of taking the belt off the Fiend? To give it back to Goldberg. You wanted to give it to Reigns, but Reigns didn't want to take the chance of getting sick. So you gave it to Braun Strowman. You already buried Braun Strowman. When he lost, but he kept losing. You had him lose the Sammy. If I'm Sami Zayn, I want a title shot. Because I beat Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental Championship. And this man go get a title shot. How come I ain't get a title shot? I beat him for the championship. I just don't understand the logic of WWE. You got a great roster, but you won't use them. And you got great young talent like Cedric Alexander, like Ricochet, like Mustafa Ali. And you won't do nothing with them. What about Murphy? You was pushing Murphy. Where'd Murphy go? It seemed like you bring somebody up from NXT, you give him a little push, and then like you get tired of him. The problem is you're not long-term booking. You only long-term book for your favorites. Well, you're out of favorites. You got Charlotte Flair as the NXT champion. If that's not a rinse and repeat, she started in NXT. She was the NXT champion before. But at least she off the roster, the main roster. But now, you send her down there to bury all the great talent that's in NXT. NXT got the best ladies division. And you sent Charlotte down there to bury all those ladies. They had a tag team ladder match. I didn't even cover NXT this week because I was disgusted. Io Shirai won the ladder match for the number one contender to Charlotte Flair. And guess what? She gonna be the first one to get fed. She didn't win nothing. She won a burial. She done. at least you brought Bianca Belair up, so you already had Charlotte Flair bury her on NXT, and then you're going to bring her up so Becky Lynch can bury her. If we lucky, you'll let Shayna win it at the next pay-per-view, and then Shayna can bury Bianca Belair again. Because we just had Bianca Belair and Shayna. And you're going to rinse and repeat. And you're going to bury Bianca Belair again. This is all you do. You take your people and you keep burying them. Because you don't take the time to make good creative decisions and look down the road. You're supposed to protect people. You protect your favorites and everybody else get thrown under the bus. And you expect us to believe that Tamina Snuka is going to beat Bayley. Tamina Snuka can barely walk down the daggone aisle. At least it looked like you sent her the makeup. She looked better than she did at WrestleMania. WrestleMania, she looked just like Nyla Rose. At least she did look more feminine. And why is she so fat that she keep wrestling fully clothed with a coat? If she's embarrassed by her weight, why she don't get in the gym? You got the training center. We've seen that with the matches with the brawls you had in the training center. They got the weights and everything there. Why she can't go there and feel comfortable enough to at least come out in some black clothes like Nia Jax is big? Y'all make her wear a bodysuit. When she in regular clothes, she's not as fat as she look when she come out to wrestle. They make her wear a padded suit so she can look bigger. So you don't have no problem with Nia Jax being fat, but you got a problem with showing jelly rolls on Tamina Snuka. Both of them are from famous families. Jimmy Superfly Snuka was one of the greatest, most famous wrestlers before Hulk Hogan came. He was your top draw. People liked him better than Bob Backlund. He was your world champion. The matches he had with Roddy Piper and Randy Orton father. Oh man. Bob Orton, the matches that he had with the Wild Samoans, when he would tag up with Andre the Giant or Rocky Johnson, man, you wish you could get the Usos to give you matches like that. You wish you could. You wish you can get the Usos and Roman Reigns to give you matches like that. These were the days where the fans would actually try and come in the ring and get you. The only person that tried to get in one of your rings to get somebody was at the Hall of Fame ceremony last year. Somebody came in there to try to get Bret Hart. They ain't even coming to get none of your current people. Isn't that rough? I've been talking for I don't know how long, and we haven't even got to the show yet, because what I'm saying is more interesting than the daggone show. WWE, build your women up. Stop putting all your eggs in one basket. It's more to ladies wrestling. You got 3 divisions and a tag team division. You need more than 4 wrestlers. You can't just have Charlotte Flair. Every pay-per-view, she got to win something. She lost the last WrestleMania. I was in shock. You got to have Bayley. You got to have Sasha Banks. Now, the reason why you don't have Sasha Banks wrestling that much is because you know that we will get sick of seeing her because you keep shoving everybody down our throat. So you're keeping her in the back burner, but you're setting her up. You're setting her up to turn on Bayley. And that's going to be a good program. But when they finish feuding, who's the winner going to face? You have to bring in Tamina Snuka, a woman that ain't wrestled in over a year. A woman that has a limited moveset. Jimmy Snuka would turn over in his grave to see what his daughter became. That man would turn over in his grave if he knew his daughter was a damn slob and can barely make it to the ring without being out of breath. That man used to do 30-minute matches, and his daughter can't even do a 5-minute one without resting. But you expect us to believe. You got world championship matches. One thing you got to say about Ric Flair, he set the standard. Yeah, we got sick of him too, but he set the standard of doing 1-hour matches. You got people moaning and groaning about Randy Orton and Edge having a 36-minute match. Ric Flair used to wrestle hour time limit draws. But the people can't sit still long enough for a 36-hour match. You know why? Because the product you're giving them is trash. You don't have them involved with the people. If people really care, it won't matter how long the match is. They'll sit there. You got Bill Goldberg who get tired walking down to the ramp. He was so happy to be in the Performance Center because the ramp's short. That ramp in Saudi Arabia, man, he was gassed when he got to the ring. He was gassed. And Bray Wyatt is not no 400-pounder like Braun Strowman is. He couldn't get Bray Wyatt up. That was the weakest looking jackhammer I ever seen. You should be ashamed of yourself that you still made the call for Goldberg to win that match and to beat the Fiend. And now we're going to get to it. Now the Fiend wants his belt back from Braun Strowman. So I guess you move Roman out the picture for the minute, right? And so now you're going to go with Braun Strowman and the Fiend. Now there's some history there because when you had the Wyatt family, the Fiend Bray Wyatt, you had his Wyatt family. You had Luke Harper, who's Brody Lee over in AEW now. And you had Roman Harper, you know, the man with the spider in the cage. And you had Braun Strowman. But Braun Strowman left you. And you ain't forgot it. So that's supposed to be your angle for going after Braun Strowman to get your championship back that you shouldn't have lost. And because he left you. That's supposed to be the history. I'm not interested. Braun Strowman can't wrestle. You can't wrestle much either. But you got a better moveset than he do. But the Fiend is about getting beat up and taking it in. And then coming back and getting you. But Braun Strowman, I mean, splash in the corner. Forearm to the chest. He run around. That shoulder block around the ring. And that sorry side slam. That sorry side power slam. If he made it look good like the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, if he made it look good, if he even put some effort into it, like, I'm going to drive you into this, it would be more believable. He just, 1, 2, 3. I'm just saying. I'm no expert, but I've been watching wrestling since 1982. Okay? I've seen a lot of people come and go. A lot of people. And I'm looking at the stuff you trying to get with today, and I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. So let's get to this review. Like I said, I really don't expect nobody to be here. So let's get it. But if somebody want to call in, they can call in. We can talk about wrestling. I know it's late. It's 3 a.m. now. Friday Night Smackdown Live opens with the video package showing how Braun Strowman became the new champion. Oh, we already saw that. So he was talking about how the opportunity came and he answered the call and he won the championship. Shinsuke Nakamura music hit. Shinsuke came down the aisle and Shinsuke told him, knock, knock. He said, you didn't say who's there. Me. I want to wrestle you tonight. So they're going to have a non-title match later on. Now, I'm not mad about that because remember, he took Shinsuke's Intercontinental Championship. And he never got a rematch. The rematch wound up being Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura in a 3-against-1 handicap match. And Sami Zayn got the pinfall. It took all three of them to beat Braun Strowman. So I didn't mind him getting the first crack. And it supposed to be a championship match, but then they came back and said it wasn't. So whatever. He wasn't going to lose it anyway, so whatever. So all right, so you had the rematch. They showed how Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross won the championship. They had a rematch against the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Sari Zayn. Sari Zayn and Asuka dominated. Like I said, Alexa Bliss's contribution was 2 standing drop kicks. And they were the front with your feet kind. They wasn't the real kind where you go up there and kick somebody. They was more like the reverse mule kick kind. But she did it. She did a DDT. But her and Nikki were going to do a double DDT, and it got broken up by Asuka. But later on, Alexa Bliss got her DDT. Alexa Bliss did that moonsault, and I'm sitting there. And Asuka and Kairi Sane are standing there holding each other and looking at Alexa Bliss go up to the top rope and do a moonsault. And they both stood there and let Alexa Bliss hit them instead of getting out the way. They had about 9 seconds to friggin' move. And they stood there and caught her. This is what I'm talking about when I say the phony wrestling. That is phony. It's fake. I ordered me a tablet because it's really hard to read these notes on this little phone screen. But tablet should be here next week. So it'll be nice and big. 8-inch tablet. So I'll be able to read the words because the dictation ain't perfect. A lot of times you have to figure out what this thing is saying. That's why you see me look at it for a few seconds. That's the reason. But these are just notes that I took. You know, you watch it and you just, take the notes. For those of y'all, that's what I do. I don't know what y'all do. You got other people out here. This is only my 5th review. No, wait a minute. Yeah, 5th review. We did the WrestleMania. And then we did Monday Night Raw. We did AEW. And now we doing Friday Night SmackDown Live. Okay. So we not going to bore you. But Nikki Cross did a swinging neck breaker. And they retained the championships. Who cares? I don't care. The belts don't mean nothing. Ain't nobody to defend them against. It's only going to be on one of them 2 people. So Backstage, Alexa and Nikki are congratulating themselves on their retaining championships. Dana Brooke, I don't know, it looked like somebody mule kicked her in the face. She looked like a damn man. I'm sorry. His face all puffed up. She looked a hot mess. She looked a hot mess. Let me tell you. But her and Carmella got her hair dark again. You always know when she about to do something great, they make her blonde. But then when she about to be buried, her hair color changed to something darker. Y'all ain't noticed that? That's how you could tell. When she was messing around with R-Truth, her hair was dark. When she was getting the title shot against Bayley, the hair was blonde. Y'all ain't noticed that. Let's see if y'all noticing. So they asked them, since y'all think y'all unbeatable, why don't you give us a title shot? So, down the line, Dana Brooke and Carmella are getting a title shot. Now you figure they will put Dana Brooke and Carmella and get some jobbers from NXT or get somebody from the NXT training center, put them in the ring and make them look good so that we will look forward to that match. Maybe they'll do that next week. I hope so. Come on, WWE. Because you made them, especially Dana Brooke, Dana the Joke Brooke. You keep trying to give her a little push, but then you take it right back and make her lose. You only give them a push to make them lose. Just like you gave Liv Morgan a push at WrestleMania and let her beat Natalya. But then you came the next day on Monday and had Asuka beat her. Push landed one match. One match. One. That's why I say you keep moving these pieces around like you on a chessboard, but you just throwing them out there. You ain't trying to maneuver them and try to protect your king, your knight, and your bishop. You just throwing them out there like, psh. I don't even know how to play chess, but I know you got to protect your king and knight. You got to do something. Y'all keep throwing them out there and just make them lose. You get somebody interested, well, maybe they start to do something now and then they lose. Like, man, they're going back to catering. I want to know what this imaginary catering is because we saw the catering back there where the ladies was. Once again, it was some coffee and some snacks. Where is this catering another YouTuber keep talking about? I don't see it. Where is the catering with Titus O'Neil cooking up the peas and the macaroni and cheese and the brisket? Now, where is that at? And the pie in the oven. I ain't seen no oven. All I see is a table with some snacks on it. But anyway, I digress. So let's get back to this. And one more thing. Why is Asuka? Asuka is one of the best lady wrestlers they have. They got her dancing around like a fool. Hey. Hey. Seriously. Y'all don't, some of y'all are not old enough to remember, but we used to have, back in the day, we used to get the Japanese karate movies. And they would have the regular townspeople, and they would act simple. Like, hey, and they would act silly. And they would talk, and they'd be like, I said go home. Now, that's what Asuka reminds me of. Acting like that, acting like one of them crazy, Chinese people from Chinese movies. Seriously, that's what it reminds me of. But anyway, right after that, you had Sasha Banks and Bayley, the role model. You had them come out and they were bragging about how there's nobody for them to face, and they ain't lying. Bayley said, I beat everybody. You beat everybody but Sasha. I beat everybody. There ain't nobody left for me to face. And then Tamina Snuka came out. Tamina Snuka. She lumbered out to the ring, and she said it was a 5-lady elimination match, and 4 of y'all, it took 4 of y'all to all gang up on me depending. You didn't beat me. I won a title shot. Sasha Banks went to get up in the face, and Tamina cocked the hand back, barely pulled it back, and said, I got this. She told Tamina if she can beat Sasha, then she get a title match. Tamina said, that's not your friend, because she gonna get you hurt. And the announcers agreed. Bayley threw Sasha under the bus. Because as slow and as sorry as she is, she's still 3 times bigger than the other ladies. She's still 3 times as big as the other ladies. So you can beat her. But that's a lot of fat to move around. You gonna work, you gonna wear yourself out trying to hold this big girl down. Because I'm imagining Sasha Banks is going to put the bank statement on, and she's probably going to stand up out of it. Just power up and just pick her on up. I'm just hoping it's not. Hopefully Bayley will help Sasha cheat and beat her. But, so I can't wait for that next week. Can't wait for that. We also going to have the Money in the Bank qualifiers. Daniel Bryan is facing Cesaro, so you know Daniel Bryan advancing. And you got Dana Brooke, so we know they're not wrestling Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the championship, her and Carmella, because she has a match next week qualifying. Dana Brooke. Why would you even waste that body? Dana Brooke versus Naomi. Now, Naomi is a better wrestler, a much better wrestler than Dana Brooke. But since Dana Brooke and Carmella are supposed to be getting a championship defense, they asked for a title defense from the tag team champions. If Dana Brooke lose, it's gonna make them look bad going for the championship. Why do they book themselves in a corner like that? If Dana Brooke lose, why were you gonna think her and Carmella got any chance of beating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross? Do they think when they do stuff like that? Why they don't plan ahead? You trying to get us to take Carmella, who you had running around with R-Truth with the 24/07, 7-11 going to heaven. Don't give me a flush. Let me roll the dice and get a straight 7 championship. Acting a fool. And you expect us to take her seriously. Now, she is a former women's champion. But you expect us to take her seriously when she running around with Dana Brooke, who can't wrestle her way into a paper bag. Now out of it, she can't get her way in it. She couldn't wrestle her way into the bag. Forget about wrestling her way out of it. She couldn't wrestle in it. And now, if you ever lose to Naomi next week, so that means Naomi gonna get buried. And nobody's gonna take Bayley versus Dana Brooke seriously. I don't care what Dana Brooke do. You jobbed out too much. She's a loser. She's a bum, a scrub, a jobber. Isn't that what y'all say in the WIC? She's a jobber, a professional jobber. See, WWE think they can job somebody out and then not have them on TV for a while, and you forget about it. We don't forget. We know who the Scrubs is. We don't forget. They think we stupid and we forget. We don't forget. We know who's sucking, who legit. We know it. So let's get back here. Like I said, we have 2 qualifiers. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how they're going to get themselves out of this trouble. This review is taking longer than it should. It's really taking longer than it should. I'm being honest. Because it ain't much to talk about. All they did was show WrestleMania repeats. So let me get back to my notes here. Whoa, I took a lot of notes. All right. Speaking of NXT, oh Lord, they brought up the Forgotten Sons, who didn't do anything in NXT. They was the Forgotten Team. Forgotten Sons is a real name, but they're getting a new start. The manager, last name is Stalker. Who cares? He don't wrestle. But you got, I forgot the names already. Now, one of them was the NXT Tag Team Champions with Buddy Murphy. So he's a former Tag Team Champion. The other guy is somebody they just brought up. Who cares? But they need some tag teams on Smackdown, so they raided NXT, and they came up with them. I'm trying to see if I said their names. Hold on. It's amazing how I cover all this in memory. I wrote notes on everything I just said. That is amazing. Alrighty. I actually skipped ahead, but I'll go ahead and let it go. Quick jobber match. They won. And who cares? It was a jobber match. They had 2 jobbers. You know the jobbers. You know the jobbers. The Lucha Bum Party. The Lucha Hobo Party. The Lucha Has-Been Party. So the Forgotten Sons beat up the Lucha House Party, whatever. They beat them with a move. They have you know, if you're going for a reverse DDT, Blake held the guy, and the guy Cutler came off the top rope doing the Seth Rollins stomp. Now you're holding the guy up, so his chest is up, and he comes down and he stomps, just like Seth Rollins do, except he stomp on your chest, and the guy drive you down into the canvas at the same time. Best way I can describe that move. Looks whack, but there you go. That's their move. So you'll be seeing a lot of it. Anyway, let's keep moving on. You had Dolph Ziggler come out with the woman again. I can never remember her name. Let me see if Sonya Deville. I made sure I said it 3 times in a row. So even if the dictation wasn't correct, I would remember her name. Her name is Sonya Deville, the resident lesbian of the show. She's got to make sure you know it. But now, she's trying to be took seriously. So she's not wearing that rainbow do-rag to let you know. Because she got to let you know. Because see, they just can't be that and stay out of your way. They got to throw it in your face. Look at me. We don't want to see that. Keep it to yourself. TMI, too much information. Okay? Why you gotta throw it in our faces? We don't want to see that. Do that behind closed doors. I'm just saying. If you want to be that way, when you're outside in public and you're around kids, please don't kiss in front of them. Don't do that. Well, we should be. You're being selfish. You know what you're supposed to do, and you have desires that are leading you to do that. At least be respectful. Because just because you have the desires doesn't mean you have to act on it. There are a lot of people that have been throughout time that have had 50 and 60-year marriages and had a craving for the opposite sex, but they knew you wasn't supposed to do that. But you're doing it. At least keep it on the down low. You ain't got to throw it in our face. You don't see pedophiles bragging about, I just had a 2-year-old down the street. They don't throw that in your face. But that's wrong, just like what you're doing is wrong. On a higher level, but it's still wrong. Might not be the best example to use, but you get what I'm saying. When you're doing something wrong, don't throw it in everybody's faces. Don't go out there and sling drugs and then try to show your drug money in somebody's face. You couldn't go out there and earn it yourself. You had to go cheat, lie, steal, hustle to get it. That means you weak. So don't throw it in my face. If you can't do what you're supposed to do, that makes you weak. Seriously. You don't get applause for that. In the real world. Maybe in the media. Maybe on the street corner. But in the real world, you get no applause for that. And a lot of people try to buy their way in. Try to make friends with the media. And try to use the power of the media to push their agenda. You know? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Why that chat not moving? Is nobody here? Just type something real quick. I'm gonna make sure the chat moving. I'm using a cell phone. I just want to make sure it don't freeze. So, all right, come back. Yeah, okay, I see it. Hello. It's working. All right, no problem. So, all righty. Elias came out and he sang a song. What? Hold on a sec. We need to stop right here. Let me grab a fresh one here for this one. You got to be kidding me. Elias, 2 weeks ago, got pushed off the 20-foot perch, supposedly, by Baron Corbin. They had the ratchet at WrestleMania. He was supposed to get his revenge. How this man not in the hospital after falling 20 feet? I don't know. But he grabbed Baron Corbin, King Corbin, absorbing, whatever you want to call that man. I'm just sick of him. He grabbed him by his drawers, his underwear, his tights, whatever you want, his wrestling attire, and he cheated and won. After getting his butt kicked, he cheated and won. He gonna come out and sing a song like he actually kicked Baron Corbin butt. And was standing on the same platform that he got knocked off of 2 weeks ago. Who writes this stuff? Seriously. Who writes this stuff? So I automatically didn't even want to, I didn't even want to them sing that weak song. So they showed Mandy Rose coming out to help Otis against, what's the name? Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler. I wish y'all could see this. It says Sonya Deville and Dallas Ziggler. So they showed Mandy kissing Otis. And like I said, to me, that was the best part of WrestleMania. You know, The ordinary guy got the pretty girl. So why they run on the show tonight, I don't know. But they came out and they were getting on Michael Cole. And the other announcer with the tattoo, whatever his name is, chump. The one that's always trying to be on the side of the rule breakers. I keep forgetting his name because Corey Graves. Don't you love how you forget something and it come back to you? That's a sign of old age. I'll be 50 this year. I'm getting there. But check this out. Dolph Ziggler and Sonya Deville came out there and were whining, talking about the video was forged and that wasn't them and they ain't lying and they need to get a hold of Mandy. So Otis' tag team partner, he comes out and he shows photos of Otis and Mandy doing things together like Dolph said a couple weeks ago. And then he says, last Friday, you threw me down on some steel steps and I want some revenge. I want the match now. So Dolph Ziggler duck out the way of this big man flying at him. He hit the pole. He come out from the turnbuckles and get super kicked. Dolph Ziggler get the pinfall. Does anybody care? No. Really don't care. But it would have been nice to have Mandy and Otis on there. So let's move on to the next one. I already talked about Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho. So since Miz had the CV and missed WrestleMania, instead of it being a two-man tag team ladder match for the tag team championships, they had a one-man representing each team. So now, next week, they're going to do the total opposite. You're going to have, you had Jimmy Uso, Saturday wrestling. Now you're going to have Jay Uso. They twins, the other twin, Jay. Instead of having Kofi Kingston, you're going to have Big E. And instead of having John Morrison, you're going to have The Miz. And one thing about The Miz, you know what I always say, The Miz is awful. He's not awesome. He's awful. Just awful. The soft style he wrestled, no intensity, just a loser. But give it to him. That man has done so much with nothing. He don't look like nothing. He not built like nothing. But this man has done so much. If you ever get a moment, watch Miz and Mrs. See the nice house he live in. See all that butt kissing he do. It do pay off. He ain't much of a wrestler. He works social media. He ain't much of a wrestler, but he works social media. Give him his credit. He uses social media to stay relevant. That's what he does. He uses social media to stay relevant. Anyway, they're going to have a tag team match, the three-way. Who cares? It's going to be a three-way single match. The three men that didn't wrestle on WrestleMania are going to wrestle again. Tag team championship on the line. Who cares? I don't want none of them to head about. Let's move on to the next thing here. All right, let me make sure I got these names right. Like I said, the manager of the Forgotten Sons was Striker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake are the actual wrestlers, okay? And we already covered that. So let's fast forward. That's why I can't wait for my tablet. This screen is too small. All right, we already covered that. Already covered why Dana Brooke face looked like that. We already covered that. All right, we already covered the Sasha Banks. We already covered the Money in the Bank, Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro next week. And you got Dana Brooke versus Naomi. These are series of matchups. It's usually 6 people in each one, 5 or 6 people in each one. So 5 or 6 weeks, we'll get these matches. All right. Now, Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura for tonight. That's why I used Braun Strowman title in the thumbnail. This was his show. So, this pretty much wasn't much of nothing. I don't even need to know to tell you what happened. That's how simple it was. Braun came out and beat on him like he normally do. Same old forearms, splash in the corner. Got distracted by Cesaro. Got hit in the face. Came back to the rope. Cesaro jumped up and hit him in the back of the head with an uppercut. Then he walked into a Kinshasa. But it was a half a Shaza, I guess. Well, anyway, he kicked out of it. So Senki got up, went for another one, and he caught him in midair. Swung him around, brought him down for the power slam. Before that, he did do his, woo, we're going to run around. And he ran around, hit the shoulder block. Forgot about that. You can't forget that. Braun Strowman, can't have a Braun Strowman without that. Here, I'm going to get him. Shoulder block. Here comes the Braun Strowman train. Woohoo, woo, woo. Couldn't forget that. I had to put that in there. Don't forget that. So Braun Strowman was standing in the ring with a belt over his shoulder, and then the theme for the Firefly Funhouse came on. And we're gonna be your friend, and this is the friendship that will never end. Bray Wyatt came on there, and Bray Wyatt told him, and once again, I don't need notes for this, because it was the best thing on the daggone show. Other than the Mandy and Otis pictures, this was the best thing on the show. Bray Wyatt told Braun Strowman, I brought you out the swamp. I brought you here. You here because of me. And you left me. You left me hanging. And you got something that I missed. You got my championship. So, but before he said that, he asked him to apologize for leaving. Braun Strowman said, I ain't apologize for nothing. He said, okay. You got something I want. You got my championship. And I got to put you up here on this wall. What he was saying, because you have wronged me. Remember, the Fiend is about righting the wrongs of people that done something to Bray Wyatt. His Fiend persona. So, that's going to probably be at Money in the Bank. Probably going to be the Fiend versus Braun Strowman. Now, they used to have a Wyatt family, like I told you earlier. So, they're going to be fighting for the championship. And then I guess Roman will come back and take it from whoever win, I guess. But that was your Smackdown. Anybody have any questions? Told y'all it wasn't much to talk about. But it's sad how the WWE booked themselves into another corner. Now, they got Bianca Belair and Nia Jax on Raw. Book them right so Becky Lynch got somebody to fight. Because we're not going to watch her fight Natalya. We're not going to watch her fight Ruby Riott. We're not going to watch her fight Liv Morgan again. We'll turn the daggone TV off. So, you got Shayna Baszler. You got Bianca Belair. If you don't make Shayna Baszler or Bianca Belair the women's champion, I don't know what to tell you. If you make Nia Jax the women's champion, I'm telling you right now, you might as well throw that championship, just set it on fire. Put it in the trash can and set it on fire. Seriously. And you got to figure out, the only way I could see Tamina winning that championship is so Sasha could win it back. And then Bayley turn on Sasha. I can't get into that. But anyway, we'll see if Tamina can beat Sasha Banks next week. We'll see how they go with that. But if you let Tamina beat Sasha, you throwing Sasha under the bus. And then when you then do the Sasha Banks, you have to make us try to forget that Lacey Evans knocked out Sasha Banks and pinned her at WrestleMania. And if you let this fat slob pin her, I don't know what to say. When you do want to have them fight, nobody don't care. We ain't watched Lacey Evans beat her. We watched Asuka beat her. You know, you brought back Sasha Banks to lose twice to Becky Lynch decisively. All she done is lose. Why are we going to take her seriously going against Bayley when all she done is lose? Why don't they plan ahead for these things? This is what I'm talking about. Why they don't plan ahead for these things? How come I can sit here and say, look, this is what you're doing wrong? Why can't they do it? They getting paid to do it. I'm not getting paid to do this. I do it because I enjoy the wrestling. See, I'm a real wrestling fan. Even if it is sorry, I might fast forward a match, but I won't never not watch it. I won't abandon it. Because it's part of my childhood growing up. No matter how bad it gets. And the sad part is, these young kids is making it worse. Every generation makes it worse. All these invisible men matches and thumbtacks and glass tubes and barbed wire and all that silly stuff. That's not what the wrestling was about. It's supposed to be a simulated fight. And by it being simulated, you're guaranteed to get your money's worth. Because even if they really not hurting each other, it look like they do. And you seeing somebody get beat up. When I pay my money, I want to see somebody get beat up. I don't want to see no Sugar Ray Leonard dancing around the ring, throwing a jab or whatever. I don't want to see no Floyd Mayweather on the ropes. Now, I give him credit. I give him credit for it, but that man can block punches. And you sitting here like going to sleep. Where the action at? I want to see some fights. Give me some Roberto Duran, Mike Tyson. Give me some fights. At least with the wrestling, the heel, the villain, get their comeuppance. They're going to get beat up. And that's what makes this worth watching. You get to go through the heel. You get to see him. You get to go with the baby face. Get into his world and follow him as he, the same way you play a video game. You know, you had a career mode on the wrestling and you build your own wrestler and then you take them all the way to the championship. You're there with them the whole way, so you invested in it. It should be the same way. That's why Dusty Rhodes only won the NWA championship 3 times. Because the money was in him chasing the championship, not being the champion. Look what happened to Seth Rollins. The money was in him chasing Brock Lesnar. Once he beat Brock Lesnar, guess what? We didn't like him. We got sick of him because he had nobody to wrestle. He beat Brock Lesnar, so who gonna beat him? The chase was more important than the win. Y'all know something? I got that picture up there. I don't know why that's sitting there. It's been sitting there the whole time. Is that it? No. Where is it? Is that it? No. Where is it? Is that it? No. Where is that picture at? No. This is crazy. There it is. Sorry about that, y'all. I had too many pictures open. I had that picture from before. And I switched them out. Decided to do a different layout. You know. Since I am the retired roast champion. If y'all can't tell, that's me holding my custom-made YouTube roast belt. It's laid out at the bottom. That's the actual belt. You see it over my shoulder. Custom-made. And I'm wearing a shirt and a tie, and you can see the belt. Until I had one made. But anyway, that was an error. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll be back Monday with Monday Night Raw. I shouldn't stayed on here this long. I got Saturday sermon. We moved Sunday sermon to Saturdays, so we're gonna be doing Saturday sermon from now on. And since it's Easter Sunday, I'm going to be covering the crucifixion, what led up to it. That's what we'll be covering tomorrow. So we'll be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and we're going to have our Easter show. So I hope y'all come. Hey, if you come to church now, you can do what you want tomorrow. Come to church on Saturday. Do what you want on Sunday. I know there ain't no football to watch, but that's one good thing. I'm not going to have to compete against the football anymore on the Sunday sermon. But anyway, I just tell what the Spirit tell me to tell. Like I say, I enjoy doing this wrestling. I can just come here and talk about the wrestling. You know, we talk about the COV. We talk about how you improve your life, things you can do to make things better. We do that stuff, but people don't catch on to that. But this is my other hobby. I like professional wrestling. And I find myself watching the old UWF. I find myself watching the World Class, the Mid-South Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? The old NWA. I remember the Florida Championship Wrestling. I really enjoy the old style. I really do. You know, the Wild Samoans, Killer Khan, Ivan Koloff before he went to the NWA. You know, before he got old and went to NWA with Nikita Koloff. Well, you don't know how many people I've rushed and sickled. I tell you, when I was a young man. That's why I say these kids today, they just don't know. You can't do nothing now, boy. You can't clothesline nobody trying to lock you up. They don't know the fun we used to have. But alrighty, y'all, let me get out of here. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all back here for Monday. Unless NXT has a pay-per-view, which I doubt. I haven't heard anything. But I'll be here for the pay-per-views. Like I said, I should have done NXT. But it wasn't much to do. I can do NXT right here in front of you. They showed the Charlotte Flair match when she beat Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. I already covered that on the WrestleMania show on the Brother Derrick Wrestle Talk channel. You can go watch that review. I already covered that match. So why we had to do it again? They showed the Prince, Finn Balor, the problems that he having with Walter and his men in Imperium. And they showed an old match from UK, the NXT UK. Yeah, they have NXT in Europe too. It's two brands, American brand and US brand. What else? They had the ladies, 6-lady ladder match for the #1 contender, the Charlotte Flair. Can I name everybody that was in it? Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, who won and is the first to be buried. That woman, Green, the woman Green, they got the manager, and who was the other person? It was one other person. Who cares? I'm being honest with you. Yeah. Oh, they had Tegan Knox. And what's the name of the other girl? The girl she was feuding with. I can't remember her name to save my stinking life. That's how I could care less about her. But anyway, Io Shirai won, and they had a new tag team, some Indian guys with some black guy named Michael Bibbins. Nothing special about them. There wasn't nothing special about them. They did the Doomsday Device. You know, the old fake Road Warriors, the WWF Vince McMahon version of the Road Warriors, Demolition. Remember that elbow? One guy hit you in the back break, look like come on the rope, got the elbow on you. They did that move. And the Johnny Gargano match, I haven't seen it yet. I was saving it. I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow night. Then I might review. If it's good, I might just do a quick review on that, like a quick 10-minute review. So but like I say, I'm waiting on my tablet to get here because it's really hard to read those notes that's jumbled up. I just wind up freestyling and then look at them because it's hard to read. They're all jumbled up. I mean, they literally jumbled up, and it's long. So I spend a lot of time, watching the shows. I'll sit there and just pick it up and talk into it, sit it down, pick it up, talk into it, sit it down. So, like I said, but I'm pretty good at remembering. But I like to have it. So when the tablet get here, I'll be a lot better because it won't be so jumbled up. But it's just too jumbled up, and the dictation is not correct. And so you be sitting there trying to read it, and it's all jumbled up. You're going to say something crazy. So that's why you see me take a couple seconds and look at it, try and figure out what it was said, and then tell it to you. So anyway, y'all, I'm not going to hold you up. Y'all have a great one. It's a pleasure doing this. And I will see y'all for Monday Night Raw. Unless something spectacular come on over the weekend, I'll see y'all for Monday Night Raw. Sunday sermon is tomorrow at 5 p.m. But look for me. I might do it earlier. It depends on what time I get up. It's 4 in the morning here. So if you add 8 hours to the 4, that's 12 right there. So 12, 1 o'clock. So it ain't looking good. But might do the Sunday sermon tomorrow. I know Saturday people are running around. So it's good to do it on if you're going to do it on Sunday, it's good to do it around 1 o'clock. Do it early, but we're going to do it Saturday. Most people should done that running around. So if I come on at 5 with the Sunday sermon, we should be good to go. So y'all have a great evening, and I'll see y'all Monday. Some of y'all I'll see for the Saturday sermon. Y'all have a great night. Peace, and we out of here.